Skip it up and that up. So I almost thought this was a troll article, but sadly it's not. Here's the short gist of what happened, and I'll explain further. A guy who's a PS4 owner got his account hacked. Someone used the hacked information to buy a game. The guy whose account was hacked complains to Sony and says, I didn't buy this game. They say, yeah, this isn't a system that's registered to you. But they say, sad day for you. We're not going to refund your money, even though your account was hacked and someone used your information to buy a game. I shit you not. A PS4 owner that goes by the name Pockets received an email from Sony after explaining that money was taken out of his bank account by Sony without his permission. After they did some researching, Sony discovered that the payments were made using a console that wasn't registered under his name, as it featured a completely different serial code. The user, who had seemingly hacked into Pocket's account and obtained his personal information, had used Pocket's money to purchase Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor for the PS3, a console that Pockets does not own. Despite Sony recognizing that the game was purchased fraudulently, Sony then stated that the company does not offer refunds for any PSN purchases, therefore meaning that he would not receive a penny back. Pockets then contacted Sony's customer service, with the company again saying that they did not believe the game was purchased without his permission, even though they did admit the game looks like it was purchased without his permission. Now they're saying it isn't, though they had no quote-unquote proof regarding the matter, and according to Pockets during the phone call, had not proceeded to investigate the method further. This is what Pockets had to say during a phone call with Sony, which in the link I provided below, there's actually a SoundCloud link to his whole conversation with Sony if you want to check it out. It's over 15 minutes long. Wasn't going to include it in here, but this is a piece of what he had to say. Your company policy is effectively, we're just going to assume all of our customers are lying at every possible opportunity, and even if we assume something is fraud, we're still going to assume that they're lying. Yeah, he pretty much nailed it on the head. This is what Sony had to say in the email they sent to Pockets. In relation to the transactions you recently flagged as unauthorized, our investigation concluded that the serial number on the console of which these transactions were made does not match the serial number of the console you provided to us on your original call. Regrettably, as stated in the PlayStation Network Terms of Service, we are unable to offer a refund for purchases made on PlayStation Store unless the content is found to be defective. We have taken the appropriate action against the console which made the purchase, but unfortunately we cannot share the details of this console with you for security purposes. So before I rant and rave here, unless the software is defective? I mean, I guess that a game could be released totally broken, but shit, look at like Assassin's Creed Unity. They're just patching the hell out of it. They're not giving refunds for that game. And if you want to get the free, like say you bought the season pass and you want to get the free game they're offering for people who bought the season pass because the game is so broken, they're giving a free game. You basically have to sell your soul over. You can't even sue them. There's this whole big clause that you have to agree to before you get your free game. So, broken, defective game, it's like a slim to none chance that would ever happen on PSN, Sony. Sony, I'm sorry, this is a really shisty, shady move that you did here. I could see if you couldn't confirm that this guy's money was taken out and the game was purchased on an unauthorized account. But you confirmed it. It's black and white. This isn't like hearsay of two people fighting over money. This is like plain as day, clear as crystal. He got money taken out of his account. He went on a PlayStation piece of hardware that wasn't registered to his account. So pay him back. It's a fact. It's black and white. You even said, yes, this is on an unauthorized console. So this is what pisses me off. Now, Sony themselves, the Sony Pictures anyway, which I understand is a separate entity, but it's really not because Kaz Hirai got involved with Sony Pictures and the interview. You guys were just hacked. And I know you're going to the government looking for aid, but you won't help. I understand this is on a much smaller scale than what happened to Sony and how they got hacked by North Korea. But still, you won't help out a customer where you know for a fact that they were hacked and there's money taken out of their account that they didn't authorize? Because it's PlayStation software? So they just have to take a loss. Like, so you're saying basically is that when there's hacks, you offer no protection. When a customer's account is hacked and you could prove it was hacked, that you offer no protection. Just saying, it's the Wild West out there. Tough shit for you. Sad day. That is so hypocritical, Sony. That is such bullshit. And I'm sure it's going to make a lot of, especially if the story goes very public, it's going to make a lot of people second guess buying something on PSN. Is it worth not paying one person back for 1 million people not to trust you to buy games on PlayStation Network? I would think long and hard about that. The only defense I could give Sony with this one, and this is a stretch, like I'm really just pulling this out of my ass, and maybe this is even impossible, that maybe this Pockets, this is like a family member and he's just trying to hook him up with a free game. And Pockets wants his money back. He's like, yeah, I'll get you Shadow of Mordor for free. I'll say it was a fraudulent thing, and then I could get my money back and you get a free game. But I highly doubt that, because I'm sure Sony probably disabled the unauthorized PlayStation 3, and the hacker dude probably can't play the game anyway, so I don't think that Pockets did that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't get it. This is really shady of Sony, and it's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable about spending their money on PlayStation Network. I can't believe Sony's doing this, especially after what they went through with hacking themselves. You know, I mean, I understand Sony Pictures Entertainment is kind of like a separate entity, but it's really not. So, hey, if this is how they want to run their business, so be it. I don't agree with it, though. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.